What's going on, YouTube? This is Country Coder. I will welcome you back to the channel. If this is your first time here, welcome to the channel. I hope that you'll enjoy the content I have for you. Well, in today's video, I'm doing the Ricky Bobber Moto Challenge, which is to give 5 things about yourself that people may not know about you. And you know, with a YouTube, everything's, you know, kind of public and everything, and so trying to figure out, you know, what are 5 things that I want to, you know, share publicly with people is, you know, a little bit of a challenge. Back during the Forgotten Angels campout, Wind Road Therapy actually challenged me to do this, or nominated me to do this again. And a couple of weeks ago, while I was up in Tupelo, Rainy Rider actually challenged me again. And so, you know, after Forgotten Angels, I was kind of thinking about it, you know, okay, what are 5 things, and I've kept coming up with things and I'd forget it, and Rainy Rider actually come up with a good idea. He said, well, just write a few of them down, and would you get 5 of them? You know, there you go. The first thing about me that you wouldn't know that I want to share is that I like a lot of different music and everything, but probably my favorite 2 or 3 genres that I really enjoy is actually like classic rock. I'll enjoy classic rock a lot because, you know, I mean, it's got a good beat to a lot of that music and stuff. I also enjoy blues. Blues to me is very smooth and just, I mean, it's good music, you know, it's got a good beat to it and everything else, kind of like classic rock. And the third is classic country. I would say country in general, but I don't really consider today's country music country, you know. I don't know, you know, you get the Hank Williams Jr. and the Charlie Daniels and, you know, those type of people. To me, that's country. What we have today is more pop than it is country, but, you know, that's just my opinion. The second thing that I want to share is something that's pretty interesting, is that a few years ago when I was at the Battlefield drag strip, the Memphis Street Outlaws were actually up there, and Discovery Channel was actually there filming. And I actually can say that I made a cameo appearance on a public television show, you know. I'm going to flash a picture up here in a little small video that I made that day while I was there, but I can actually say that I was on national television, and I think that's pretty cool to be able to say that. You know, I mean, not very many people could actually say that, hey, go to Discovery and you can find me on there. So I think that's pretty cool. So let me flash that video and that picture up there. So the third thing, kind of piggybacking off of racing, or not really piggybacking, but the third thing about me that I really enjoy is, besides the racing as far as sports is concerned, is that I really enjoy playing pool or billiards, depending on, you know, what part of the world you live in. I mainly play 9-ball, but, you know, I really love all games, that whether it's 9-ball, 10-ball, 8-ball, 1 pocket. I just, you know, I enjoy the challenges. I haven't really been playing in a lot of years, so I can't really say that I play serious anymore. I did for a little while, you know. I actually was on a couple of APA teams, and we really did very well. There was a couple of times that on 2 separate teams that I actually was on the winning team as on the local region, and we actually went to the state finals. And one of the years when I went to the state finals, we was actually the top 3 or 4th in the state of Mississippi, with a chance to go to Las Vegas. And I think that was pretty cool. And with that team, we actually went to a APA tournament up in North Mississippi, and once again we finished 2nd or 3rd in that tournament. And you know, it was a really good team that we had that year. And whenever they all quit playing, I kind of at the same time went my separate ways and just kind of never really picked up playing pool serious again. I tried it a few times, but not really to the level that I was actually playing back then. Fourth thing that I'd want to share with y'all that I kind of enjoy is comics, and not really, you know, Marvel and stuff like that, but you know, comics and cartoons, as far as Charlie Brown and Snoopy, and even Bugs Bunny, Garfield. You know, those are really my favorite. You know, Garfield, everybody gotta love Garfield. You know, I mean, what does he do? He lays around and is lazy. And you know, everybody has that, you know, tendency where they just like being lazy, you know, just kind of just laying there, not really wanting to do anything, and you know, vegging out. You know, he likes lasagna, which I like Italian food a lot, probably second to barbecue, but I really enjoy, you know, lasagna, spaghetti and stuff like that. So I kind of can, you know, relate to Garfield on a couple of those areas. And you know, as far as Charlie Brown and Snoopy, you know, Snoopy really kind of reminds me a lot of my channel, you know, as far as the adventure. You know, he's always going somewhere, you know, with the World War II with the Red Baron, and you know, with going and playing hockey or playing baseball. You know, he's always doing a lot of different things. And you know, with Charlie Brown, you know, you always root for the underdog, and that's kind of what Charlie Brown's you know, part of. You know, you know, Charlie Brown is really kind of a model after Charles Schulz, you know, the writer of, you know, the Peanuts gang. And you know, he, from what I was just reading a couple of days ago whenever I was kind of preparing a little bit for this video, is that, you know, Charles Schulz got told a lot of times, you know, you're not good enough to be a cartoonist. You're not good enough to be, you know, in high school he was told, you know, yeah, your cartoons aren't good, or your comics aren't good enough for the yearbook or anything like that. And then I was, like I said a couple of days ago, I was reading a little bit more about it, and Charles Schulz was actually denied employment by Disney, which I thought was very, you know, weird. I didn't realize that. I knew about the, you know, constantly being told you're going to be a failure, you're a failure, you know. And you know, Charles Schulz is kind of a underdog that proved, you know, hey, he's one of the, you know, if I'm going to say he is probably the most popular and most world-renowned cartoonist there is. I mean, that you go anywhere in the world and you show a picture of Charlie Brown or Snoopy, and you know, they're going to know what it is. That's just, you know, how popular he was. And he was very influential to several other cartoonists. You know, you got the writer of Garfield, Jim Davis, I think is what his name is. And so, you know, to be told most of your young adult life and everything that you're going to be a failure, to, you know, come out on top like, you know, Charlie Brown or like Charles Schulz did with the, you know, Charlie Brown and the gang, you know, that just kind of speaks for, you know, rooting for the underdog. And so I just, you know, that's one reason why I kind of like him. And you know, with Bugs Bunny, You know, he's always that witty person that, you know, is just kind of fun to watch. You know, I don't know, I enjoy cartoons, I enjoy comics, you know, like that, and I guess I enjoyed more of the older stuff. You know, I don't really enjoy a lot of Marvel and stuff like that. It's never really been my thing. The last thing that I think is kind of, you know, interesting about myself, and I want y'all to leave in the comments whether y'all are this way, please. Are any of y'all OCD? I tend to have OCD tendencies. I really do. You know, my OCD tendencies kind of stems from, you know, bolts and wiring and stuff like that. You know, the one thing about reason why I mention bolts is because when I'm doing mechanic work or working on something, you know, if I got to take a part or whatever off, and you have to find so many different size wrenches or sockets to take that same part off, unless there's a specific reason, it better be all the same size bolts. You know, I know when people kind of go behind other people, you know, they may have went and, you know, messed a bolt up or whatever, and, you know, they just found whatever they had laying around and they just put it in there. And I'll actually go 2 or 3 days or go to town and try to find all the same bolts and replace all of them, because it just drives me nuts. Like I said, I'll waste 2 or 3 days doing that, and I'll go to 3 or 4 stores, or even, you know, order online if I have to, just to make sure that they're all the same size and same length and stuff. Which, I mean, I know that sometimes with bolt lengths they may have a spacer or something, so they're required to have a longer bolt, but, you know, by and large, if it doesn't require it, you better have all the same bolt sizes. And, you know, I can't stand going from a Phillips to a flat to Phillips to, you know, a hex head, and it just drives me nuts. And so that's like, I kind of have OCD tendency to that. And, you know, as far as wiring's concerned, you know, I just recently got done changing rewiring the whole entire trailer, and, you know, the wire that they had on there, they didn't have the right color codes. You know, as far as your trailer lights, you know, they're by code is supposed to be brown, and they had a white wire, and it just, I had to replace all the wiring. And I made sure even the side markers, you know, the wires coming from the main off to the side, I made sure those were brown. And, you know, it's just one of those that I have certain OCD tendencies, you know. And so y'all tell me whether y'all have some of those, and tell me what some of those OCD tendencies are. I'd really like to hear them. So it'll be interesting to see if y'all agree with some of mine, if y'all have some of your own. Alright, so I think I want to end the video here. If you like this video, please give me a big thumbs up and subscribe down below, and leave me a comment. You know, let me know what you thought about this video. Let me know, like I said, tell me some of your OCD tendencies, you know, or, you know, what's some of the cartoon or comic strips that y'all like. You know, I'd really like to hear that, you know, kind of know if any of us have anything in common. And, you know, share this with some of your friends, share this with some of your family, as, you know, each share, each subscriber, kind of helps me out, you know, to know that y'all are actually enjoying, you know, what I am giving y'all as far as video content and stuff like that. So, anyway, until the next video, always take the scenic route, and I'll see you there.